Welcome back to Finance House, the channel where we decode the world of money. Ever wondered why billionaires seem to pay a lower tax rate than you do? It's not magic. It's a multi-billion-dollar machine called the wealth defense industry. Today, we're pulling back the curtain on the hidden architecture that protects fortunes from taxation and public view. This isn't about finding illegal loopholes, it's about understanding the system. So what exactly is this industry? Think of it as an exclusive club of top-tier lawyers, accountants, and wealth managers. Their one job is to use complex but legal strategies to shield their clients' assets. They are the architects of a financial fortress, and they use three main blueprints: trusts, shell companies, and tax havens. Let's break down the first one: trusts. At its core, a trust is a legal arrangement where you give control of your assets to a third party, the trustee, to manage for the benefit of others, the beneficiaries. It sounds simple, right? But this is where the genius lies. When you place assets in an irrevocable trust, you technically no longer own them. The trust does. This means those assets, be it real estate, stocks, or family business, are often outside the reach of things like estate taxes, creditors, or even divorce settlements. Imagine a billionaire wanting to pass down a $100 million art collection. If they just gave it to their children, it could trigger a massive gift or estate tax. Instead, they place it in a trust. The trust owns the art, and the children are the beneficiaries. The assets are passed on, but the hefty tax bill is legally minimized or avoided altogether. It's like putting your wealth in a separate legal vessel that sails right past the tax authorities, completely by the book. Next up on our list are shell companies. The name sounds shady, but they're not inherently illegal. A shell company is a company that exists only on paper. It has no real office, no employees, and produces nothing. Its primary purpose? To own things. It's a layer of anonymity. Here's how it works. Instead of buying a luxury yacht or a Manhattan penthouse in your own name, you can have a shell company, say Ocean Breeze Holdings LLC, buy it for you. On public records, the owner of the asset is the company, not you. This makes it incredibly difficult to trace who truly owns what. The rich use layers of these companies, often registered in different jurisdictions, creating a complex web that is almost impossible to untangle. It's not about hiding from the law, it's about hiding from public scrutiny and financial transparency. Now, let's connect the dots. Where do you typically register these trusts and shell companies? That brings us to our third key element: tax havens. These are countries or territories with very low or zero tax rates, and crucially, very strict financial privacy laws. Think of places like the Cayman Islands, Switzerland, or even certain states within the US like Delaware or South Dakota. These jurisdictions compete to attract foreign capital by offering secrecy and tax advantages. So, a wealthy individual might set up a trust in South Dakota, which then owns a shell company in the Cayman Islands, which in turn owns investments all over the world. Each layer adds more complexity and more distance between the person and their money. Profits generated by these investments are taxed at the low rate of the tax haven, not the higher rate of their home country. This is how fortunes that grow by billions can result in a tax bill of near zero. You might be thinking, is this fair? That's the billion-dollar question. Proponents argue that these tools encourage investment and protect individuals from unstable governments or frivolous lawsuits. They say it's just smart financial planning. Critics, on the other hand, argue that it creates a two-tiered system. One set of rules for the ultra-wealthy, who can afford the best legal minds to navigate this complex world, and another for everyone else who pays taxes on their paycheck every single week. The system has a huge impact on society. When vast amounts of wealth are legally shielded from taxation, it means less public funding for schools, healthcare, infrastructure, and all the essential services we rely on. It widens the gap between the rich and the rest, as wealth concentrates at the top and is passed down through generations largely untouched by taxes. It's a global challenge that governments are now trying to address with initiatives for more transparency, but the wealth defense industry is always innovating, always finding the next strategy. So, to recap, the wealth defense industry uses a powerful trifecta: trusts to legally separate owners from their assets, shell companies to create anonymity, and tax havens to minimize tax obligations. It's a sophisticated global system designed for one purpose: to keep wealth within the family, away from tax collectors, and hidden from public view. It's not a conspiracy, it's just business, operating within the letter, if not the spirit, of the law. Understanding this system is the first step toward a more informed conversation about wealth, fairness, and the kind of economy we want to build. It's complex, but it affects every single one of us. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive at Finance House. If you found this explanation helpful and want to learn more about how money really works, make sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you don't miss our next video. We appreciate you being here. See you next time.